Hey everyone, it's Cuddle, and I'm here with episode 4 of the Darksiders 100% walkthrough. That's right. I did not leave again for 4 years. We're actually doing this thing. I promised, here it is. And this is actually recorded post my big return, quote unquote. And I just wanted to say to everyone, thank you so much for all of your support, all of your kind words, chiming in during the live stream, everyone telling me how I was an incredible part of their formative years, which on one hand is utterly terrifying considering some of the jokes that I made in those videos, but on the other hand, very, very flattering. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, and I'm really excited to be here, really excited to keep doing this, and I wanted to give a special shout out to 3 people. I didn't tell anyone they would do this. I would do this. I was not expecting anything like this, but I wanted to give them a quick shout out. During the live stream, they were kind and generous enough to donate using Super Thanks on YouTube, and I just wanted to call them out for their generosity. First is Emily Sanders. Thank you so much, Emily. Zodiac, thank you. And to Few IDK, I spent half an hour trying to figure out how to pronounce that in a way that sounded right. I'm just going to go with Few IDK. Bewiddick. But thank you to you for your incredibly generous donation. And I didn't tell anyone else could do this. I just wanted to give everyone a shout out. I don't know if I'll keep doing this, but maybe I will. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I also want to thank everyone for your kind comments and feedback. I've been getting some really awesome thoughts and comments, and keep them coming because all they do is make my guide, my work here, and this guide, this documentation, Darksiders 3, better. So thank you so much, everybody. All right. So here we go with the episode 4, finally enough rambling. Last time we defeated Everest. That the first time I heard it, thought it was Mark Hamill coming back for a one-off, but no, it was JB Blanc, and I thought he did a fantastic job. But in this museum full of stuff, we gathered up a whole bunch of things, and now we're going to move on. We also got the Storm Hollow, which allows you to float, allows you to have a counter, electrify things with an electric attack, but what I mean is a counter, so when you do a dodge counter, it'll actually be a range counter, which can be incredibly helpful in many counters coming forward. But because you can play through this at different orders, and you can actually go to not even the boss we're going to in this episode, but the boss after that first, and get all the way there without the Storm Hollow, we're going to proceed as though we don't have it. I want anyone to be able to jump in at any point in their gameplay experience and not be lost, to see like, oh man, where did I get that, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to be holding off on using that and gathering secrets from that until after we get the next hollow, the next item that lets us access new areas. And that also goes for backtracking as well. There's actually a few places we can backtrack pretty quickly, like right away, but we're actually not going to do that because, again, we're going to wait till after we get the Forest Hollow, because at that point, I'll have assumed that most players, especially if they're looking at a guide like this for completionist reasons, they've gotten at least a Storm Hollow, and have they gotten the next Hollow as well and beaten that boss. But that will be a good point where kind of all these different paths converge, and from that point on, there's really kind of only one way to proceed through the game. So that's what I'm deciding to do for this guide. Is it the most optimal? Probably not. Is it the most efficient? Probably not. But I think it's what makes this guide the most accessible, as well as the most, how am I going to put this? The most accessible and the most useful and the most easy to follow. And again, kind of following the path that I think most people will have followed naturally if they played it without a guide the first time. So, and arguably the only way that seems possible to play it. But that's neither here or there. That's a whole other thing about how this game isn't actually that nonlinear, but possibly forced in there for marketing reasons. That's a whole theory of mine, and maybe we'll be talking about that some more in the future. But for right now, we're just going to play through the darn game. Man, let me look at my recording. Oh man, we're already 6 minutes in and we haven't done a damn thing. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go. All right, so we're going to start. There's over here the small lurcher cluster. And then we're going to go over here. As you might notice, this is where we were being bombarded by little golems previously. Kind of a cool detail, seeing all the different places we could go. We got that small lurcher cluster. Actually, I meant to go over here first, but that's okay. And let's take on these 2 hooded freakazoids. Oh, I thought I killed you. That's all right. I dodged you. And we got this angelic artifact right here. And as you might notice, here's that purple stuff that we saw on our way in to the museum. And all it does is lead us here. So if you'd gone a different pathway, you can kind of like skip the museum to go straight to Avarice. But that's something we can talk about another time. Then I should have gone around this corner, grabbed the thing here. And now, boom, we are on our way to the next area with those little cocoon things, carapace things. They don't have anything in them, but they will. Don't worry, they'll be figures of your nightmares. And we'll do some more crawling. At least not a tunnel this time. At least some pipes, because that's a nice way to mix it up, I guess. And we'll grab this thing that you might have seen previously when we were at Vulgrim right there. This thing being a healing shard. And I felt like, nope, we're just going to open up this a la Dark Souls, Bloodborne shortcuts. Nothing in these eggs, but we're going to wait anyway. And before we proceed down there, we're just going to go check in with Vulgrim. Because you can do some things here if you want, but also we want this to be our respawn point. Not that this actually guarantees anything. You know, it feels like it never does. But we're actually going to do something else right now.
Do make sure they scream, horseman.
Something if you're on permanent mode, you wouldn't want to do, but we're going to do it to get some free health lurchers. How about ice cream? All right, and we're back at the right serpent hole, which is good. As you see now, we are full of Nephilim's Respite, and we got all of our souls back. So thank you, options menu. Now, do we want to do anything? We're going to wait for a minute, because there'll be a few trips to Ulthane, the Maker's Forge this time. This is one we'll upgrade. So for now, we're just going to continue on through the necessary sewer level. I guess it's not a sewer right now, it's a metro, but don't worry, everybody, it'll become a metro. It'll become a sewer. And that's a shortcut that you may never use, but, you know, neither here nor there. There's quite a few Vulgrims throughout the game. Now, there's very few places where those shortcuts actually mean anything. You'll kind of see that at this point, but...
Back to this enchanting scenery. You take me to all the best.
At least we're better prepared this time around. But feel free to leave any time, Watcher.
You wish.
That's right, we're back. We're back. When we, before, could not destroy this webbing, we could see Lust, well, not Lust. We could see Sloth over there. That's the word I'm looking for, Sloth. There's a Vulgrim right there in the corner. And before we couldn't get up here. Now we actually can because we have the Flame Hollow, whereas before we did not. But since we're already up here, we're just going to collect the stuff. We're going to get ourselves a medium lurcher cluster. Take on this red-eye boy. This red-eye boy. And not die to the red-eye boy. Get him stun locked. There we go. Pick ourselves up a sliver of adamantine. And then we're going to go to this little cave that he was guarding. And... boom. Demonic artifact. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, while we're here, let's talk about where the heck we're going to go. So, I know when I was playing this game for the first time, I was kind of lost here. Not quite, but kind of. What actually kept me going forward was the fact that I just got spit out right here, right? I'll run over there for illustrative sake. I didn't miss that. Nope. Sometimes I thought that was a red flame sack, but it's not. Spit out here, and I'm like, oh, I've been here before. And before, I couldn't go through this thing. So that's probably where I'm supposed to go. But if you actually look at your compass up there, it's got a green and a white dot. Let's jump down, see what it does. Now let's dive. Let's kill these guys first. Then we'll continue. Oh boy. Yep, 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 yep. I got scared by the noise, and then he's going to call his buddies. Actually might turn on the Wrath for this. Yeah, let's just get these guys out of here. Actually, there's something I haven't thought about before. Can I burn this with... I can! Well, you learn something every day. You can also just use a regular charge thing, but not. So, we jump down here and we see that white skull, the one that seems like, okay, we're going to follow that one. That's actually going to lead us all the way back through past the whole thing to like the next path area that we can't even access the boss at yet. But also on our radar there is the green. So when I was playing through this the first time, I was like, collector anxiety, point crow channeling, and I'm going to go use my fancy new stuff. I also went through there and went down there and went to where that human was through the crawly hole and went back there. But we're going to do that again later during that big backtrack I mentioned before. So I just started following this. Like, this seems like I'm supposed to go. It spit me out here. I didn't have it. You know, maybe even if this isn't where I'm supposed to go, it seems like it might be a secret area or something. So anyway, this is the direction that I went the first time. And I think it seems like the natural way to lead you through. It literally puts you right here. And I won't spoil it till later. But if you go that other way, you can collect some stuff. Oh, that is a fortification drop. That's an item drop from the monster, not a world drop. Kill this guy. You go that other way, you literally go through all these areas that you're not quite leveled for. Maybe kind of leveled for, but a little more difficult. And you end up going to someone that tells you, hey, just go back anyway. So it just, and then the compass leads you here to Envy, to Sloth. So it really doesn't make sense to me. It feels like something that was forced after the fact. So they could say, hey, the game's non-linear, you can do the bosses in any order, which is only kind of true. And which is kind of counterintuitive to like the very design of the Zelda inspiration of these games, where you have these items kind of unlock different bosses and different bosses and different areas, and Metroidvania has Zelda influence. But you know what? I'm not a game designer, but those are my thoughts. All right. So we collected a few things on the way up here, but nothing really hard to miss except for maybe that flame sack, the large lurcher clump we just got. We're going to destroy these because those guys fall out of it. So they don't always spawn, and there's some ones that you can't kill before they like come out, but there's ones that'll burst out if you don't destroy them first. So since those guys are incredibly annoying, I like to just destroy all the cocoons that I see because they have scarred me for life. All right, so we got that last thing, that cocoon right there, and now we got this purple barnacle, and we see that they might be looking kind of familiar. Our fire. Our brains. But instead of fire jelly brains, they're purple lavender jelly brains. I guess these are the herbal brains. I don't know. But these particular brains are good at blowing up rocks instead of webbing, I guess. And boom. And actually from here you can see there's some more rocks down there. However, maybe if you're some sort of super genius, you can figure out how to get that bug down there, but I cannot. So we're just going to come back during a backtrack when we have the proper tool to open those up and not just use bugs. Okay, just attack into a wall for a second, you know, because that's what the cool people do. Can you destroy these? And if you're not like me and you've actually already bought the green Leviathan enhancement from Vulgrim and you attach it to a specific weapon, you actually get souls from everything that you're destroying here. However, that's just not how I like to play. It seems like you get maybe too many souls too fast. But, you know, obviously that can help you out. And especially right now when everything is... Not everything. These two bosses, Sloth and Avarice, scale to your level. You get more than enough souls to kind of get what you need to get to this point. So, it's just how I prefer to go. Alright, let's do this in a big dramatic fashion. Come here, buddy. Come on. Boom. Oh, you're not dead. Alright, two times the charm. Then you drop your fragment Venom time. Thank you, that's very kind of you. Oh, I was gonna... Okay, let's see if I can make this do this. This always made me laugh. Will you follow me? Yes. Alright, let's see if I can make you jump. This happens to me so many times and it makes me laugh every freaking time. No! Okay, good. Oh. And yes, that was totally worth dying twice just to not get that moment on camera. All right, here we're back. So we got the stuff there. We killed the red eye up there. We got our souls back. We're going to kill this guy. All right, now we're back on track, and we're going to continue on through our sewer level. Actually, for a sewer level, I think it's pretty well designed. So, you know, I'll give them credit where credit's due. And we got a sewer waterfall, something you see all the time. Diving into the water. So there's a few different things in here. We're just going to go through it once again systematically. Could this guy have a seizure? Kill him. Sorry, buddy. I wish you could have gotten the help that you needed. Okay, that was silly. But now he's dead. And we'll get the small lurcher cluster here. Alright. Now we got that thingy there. We're going to come back, jump across in one swift motion and not miss it like I always seem to. Not die to you. And if you do this correctly, you can just knock them into the water and kill them that way, but we failed at that miserably. Take you out because I don't want you to jump me, even though there's nothing in you. And let's do some crowd control. Alright. You made the carapace breaking, cocoon breaking sound, even though you weren't in one, but, that's cool, bro. And I think we left a item drop over here, healing shard. I think that was from a monster. Oh, no, it wasn't. That was one I missed. Ha! Alright, we got the healing shard. And we're going to pick up this medium lurcher. And this thorn shard. Very nice. Alright, now you're looking at this and you're wondering, hey, that looks interesting and I see a glowy thing up there. Is this related? Or if I don't have the storm hollow, maybe I have to come back with it? Let's check that out, shall we? Okay, let's just get back up there. Well, that's nice. That's useful. Let's see what else you can do. Okay, I'm trying to make a point here, game. Game, I'm trying to make a point here. Okay, that's not helpful, game. Okay, don't worry. We're going in there in a second, okay? Okay. We're going to go up here. And it's just to help us get back up here. That's it. This actually doesn't lead to a secret. That's, we get that in a second, go in a different direction. So, our first use of the Storm Hollow, and all it helps us do is go backwards to somewhere we don't need to go. So, score one for the Storm Hollow, I guess. And now, we are going to go down to this pipe that we saw a second ago. And grab ourselves a luminous visage. Visage. I probably say visage because that's what I say in my head. It makes me, again, feels big, feel fancy. But I know it's actually visage. I promise YouTube, I know English. Alright. Kill you. Get your small litter cluster, and before we go up those stairs, we're gonna pop on over here. Pop. Not pop, pop. And get ourselves the angelic artifact that was behind this waterfall that we saw glowing, that the Storm Hollow has absolutely nothing to do with, so. Yeah. Alrighty, well. Anywho. Now, we're just finally going to go up these stairs. That is a repeating thing that you will find out as we go through that. The Storm Hollow isn't actually useful for many things. Just a few secret areas. Getting through a few places where there's already another way through. And only required at the very, very end is like a final check for one of the story things. So it's to me, it's just indicative that it might have been retrofitted the use of it later on, because they decided they had to make these bosses non-linear in their order. So we got that thing right there by the body. This. And we're going to open up that big old thing. And completely unnecessary, but I'm going to try to channel some of my pop parkour skills. And do a little dive. Right here. Boom. Oh, yeah. That was smooth as butter. So this is through the door that we just opened. We got a small little culture. And now we're onto the new area right here. Okay. Let's see if we can take care of you before any of your buddies spawn. And not die to you. Okay. Nope. These guys annoy the crap out of me. Not only because they jump scare you. I mean, not really jump scare, but you know what I mean. Not only because they jump out at you. But their windows of reprisal are very odd. And there we go. Or they're dodge windows. That's the word I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. Dodge window. And we're going to get that healing shard. I don't know why my accent just went weird there for a second. We're going to destroy that webbing. And we're going to grab this. And look out at, again, this frickin' useless storm thing. Thanks for nothing. Say hello to Vulgrim once again. Who conveniently is right next to another little shortcut that we are never really going to use. So, yeah. I mean, I guess we might when we go back to that purple stuff that's up there, but that's... You don't have to go... I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Alright, say hi to Vulgrim.
What would you ask of this humble?
Absolutely nothing.
To make sure they scream.
I ask absolutely nothing. And we're going to go up these stairways. And we're going to scare the crap out of this human, but save him. Because
Can you get me out of here?
we are merciful. Merciful horsemen. Grab our sliver of adamantine. That's all we really needed up here. Although the humans do give us something beneficial. But we don't know that yet, so we're just doing it because we are begrudgingly helping humans. You know, character growth and all that. All right. So now we're going to continue on through another little crevice that someone commented. Sorry, I don't remember about who did. But someone commented that maybe it's to show that how much smaller Fury is. Because there is no way in heck that War could fit through that. And I guess that's true. And, you know... Death with his armor, maybe, and the scythes, and Strife with his guns. I can see that being a pretty good example of their difference in stature and character design. Arguably, one of the strongest parts of the Darksiders series is the character design. Thank you, Joe Matt. And we kill that stuff, and we got ourselves an Undying Shard, which actually we might make use of here very shortly. And there's something... Nope, wrong one. Almost last one's a charm, but I'm going to destroy you anyway because you're scary. Get that Wrath Shard. All right. Oh, the holes. And then... But now the holes are... Or what? What are they? Oh boy. They're scary. They happened to coincidentally kill probably a human with a Wilhelm scream. Maybe an angel or a demon or something. I guess, you know, demon, but my angel's down here right now. But the infamous Wilhelm scream. So say hello to Wilhelm, everybody. Nice little scaredy moment there. Sneaking that in there. Sound designers, great work. For mad respect. Can't fault the Wilhelm. In one of the least intrusive places I've seen in a long time. Oh, and I'm out of health. I do not want to die here. I thought I had... Do not want to die here. There we go. Okay. Spamming whip works wonders, people. Definitely, you know, do as I say, not as I do. Do not spam the whip. Actually, I guess what I'm saying didn't make any sense there, because I'm saying don't do as I do or do as I say, which is don't spam the whip. And there's our health. Double health. Thank you. All right. We're going to use that for sure. All right. So we're going to take care of these boys here. But we do not have the proper weapon to really deal with them. But one thing I found is sometimes that can work pretty well too. Because when you use your rocket boost thing there, you actually spit out those flames, which is kind of a nice way to deal with those guys. Because the whip sometimes is not consistent. The whip is not consistent in taking them out. Alright, so he's dealt with. We're going to grab this fragment of adamanton fragment right here. This small little clump right here. And then we're going to do something kind of interesting. And you'll see what I mean in a second. But we're going to kind of have to converge two different possible paths down into one. And we'll talk about that in a second. The Harvester. Seems like a big, scary mini-boss. And it is, in a way. But, so there's actually two different ways. You could beat this boss. You could kill it, or mini-boss. Or not. Like that.
What are you doing there? Where did you think you're taking her?
What happened? Where am I?
Mistress, how do you feel?
Not great. The Harvester?
It would appear you have been saved for later. An afternoon snack, perhaps.
Alright, so you can beat that boss, the Harvester. You know, there's possibility for like a random drop or something, but you don't get anything special for doing so. However, you don't get kind of yeeted over here. You just stay in that spot and can continue forward. So I don't want to punish anyone for being a God Gamer and taking it out. If you're here right now in your game, you can definitely stay here, collect everything up that you see, like all this stuff here. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to run through and I'm going to go back to where we were at the Harvester and kind of proceed forward as though we had beaten the Harvester. But if you are here, you can still follow me to get back. And I think that's kind of the best, compromise to do here. But, feel free, if you're here, feel free to explore, grab everything you can. And we will come back during our backtracking episode, and you can double check and make sure you didn't miss anything. So, yeah, that's kind of how I am going to proceed. So I'm going to see all these shiny things and not pick them up against my better nature. But you see this barnacles here. That is something to remember because we will be back for them. That's how we get back up here. But for now, we can't do that. So instead, we're just going to leave all these shiny things. We are not going to collect them. Like I'm saying it over and over again because I almost can't believe I'm doing it. Like, oh my goodness, I'm playing 100% guide and I'm not collecting every little thing that I see. What is wrong with me? What is going on? What? Has hell frozen over? What is happening? But no, we're just trying to make the best guide we can. And we're going to dodge you, and we're going to jump down here and up in this room that we, again, will be back. But again, we're not going to collect anything. We're going to run away like a bunch of babies. And we're going to quickly run over here to Vulgrim. Can't get me. Cannot get me. Cannot get me. Cannot get me. That's right. Walk away, buddy. Walk away, buddy. Your aggro ranges does not reach Vulgrim. No. Okay. And yeah, so we're just gonna keep on going. So if you're doing this like me and backtracking just to follow along, feel free to kill some things on your way. You don't have to like run through like me. And as you see here, I'm not going to do that for everything. Just past this first area. And first, we're going to go through one more dark little corridor and then dark area, and then we'll be back. And then we'll be able to proceed on with collecting the shiny things Oh, God.
Perhaps you can light the way with your scintillating personality. If so, do as quietly.
Too late for that. Okay, no, you're annoying the crap out of me. Okay. All right. So there's more stuff in here. Of course there is. But we are going to ignore them and run over here to this corner. The, I guess, east direction, in case you get lost in the dark. And, you know, you can talk through those harder fights, but this one just stay completely silent because, you know, I like to mix things up. Uh-oh. Yeah, that guy seemed to have way too much health. Yeah, we got a free frenzy shard out of it. Okay, cool. All right. Last little bit of run-in. One more little duckin'. Little F fucking truckin' duckin'. And now we're back here in this harvester fight. So, if you clicked on the thing as you beat the harvester, we are lined back up again. And if you got picked up by the harvester, you probably have some few extra goodies than I do right now, but you can also have found your way back. The other ways you could have gone to the options menu like we did earlier and do force respawn, and that would have put you at the past Vulgrim, that then you crawl through that hole again, see the area where we saw the harvester, you know, through the hole, and we got the whole jump scary, and then you would be here. Actually, that hole is, talk about it like I said there. It's right there. You crawl back up there and then over there, and then you come back here. And that can be a little faster than backtracking through that whole area, but I just want to give you guys all the different ways to get back here. But now that we're here, we're all back together, the different timelines have converged back into one, we can now continue. The medium lurcher cluster and a demonic artifact. Cool. All right. Now we're going to go through this thing like we've never gone through it before. Wow. Jeez, that's so cool. It's a really eggy ducking thing there. And grab our flame sack small healing shard. Thank you very much. Not.
Bastards never stood a chance, did they?
Whom?
Earthlings of any species.
Fun little music cue. Actually, I do like the music a lot in this game. Some places it doesn't quite, you know, slap as much as Darksiders 1 or 2, or even Genesis, but it does have its moments, and I think it's incredibly atmospheric and really suits the game really well. So we got that medium cluster on the thing there, and now we're back in the dark. Oh, this could be the first time in the dark for you, so if so, congratulations, you're a god gamer. Daddy Cuddle is very proud of you because you killed the harvester. But maybe not. And anyway, probably not. That's what I meant. Anyway, all right, so now we're going to go around this corner and pretend I didn't say Daddy Cuddle. Grab the demonic artifact. Right there. Walk up to this corner. And get absolutely nothing. Because, you know, why not? And usually there'd be enemies in here, but like I ran through before and they died already. And then we're going to grab the... That's what I'm looking for. That's right. Stay in your death cocoon. Ourselves another fragment of adamantine right here. And then we're going to go back. Walk past this hole. And go into it because, you know, why wouldn't we? You know, it seems like there's probably something here. Oh, good. There's nothing. Alright, well, you know, I guess they gotta fake us out sometimes. You know, just have a little hole with nothing in it. Totally cool. Grab the large lurcher clump. And there's actually another path down here that we're gonna come back for, because there's a pretty tough fight back there. And we're gonna come back very soon for that, and like in this episode, so you don't need to like worry about remembering that. And this is where we got that demonic artifact before, and I can't believe I forgot to kill that. And it's like, oh, okay, here's a vent. There's probably something in here too. Nope. They got us twice. Everyone, boys and girls, they got us twice. Developer Summer's just laughing. Just laughing. I wonder how many people I can make crawl into 2 places. There's nothing in there. Ha 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 ha. Evil laugh. Oh well. Alright, small lurcher clump. Medium lurcher clump. Kill all the things that were through here already. Just like swinging for no reason. Want to kill you, because thank you. Thank you very much for the extra little yums. And now we're back here at Vulgrim. So we're going to grab this last little small lurcher cluster. And we are here. So, now the question is, we would just keep on going, right? We're actually going to do something a little different. We are going to go and kit ourselves out at the Maker's Forge.
What would you ask? Please take your...
Alright. There's actually 2 reasons for this. 1, because I just feel like getting decked out. But 2, we're going to power up a little bit before we go take that tough fight that was underneath that train car in the dark that I mentioned a second ago. So what can we get? We have just enough for some barbs of scorn. We got 6 of those adamantine, so we can even up our chains of scorn. And this count could be slightly different, but I'm going to want to get to +3 for me personally. All right, and now we can upgrade our enhancement too. We're actually in that tough fight. We're going to get another enhancement. Sorry, spoilers. And you know, I'm not going to use anything on the chaos because I'm actually going to want to dump them into that and the amount of, you know, the fortifier and the one we're about to get. So I'm just going to up the fortifier right now. 3 out of 6. And as we saw before, we get 3 artifacts of each kind here, and we get 3 of these after every single sin fight. You know, after Avarice, after the next one, after the one after that, and you know, so on and so forth. So there's quite a few that we can get from Vulgrim. They are 2,000 each. However, it's not necessarily where we want to spend our souls right now. And when the game got updated, these would stack. So after the next, there'll be 6 if we didn't buy any, etc. Before, they wouldn't refresh if you didn't buy them before the next sin. But now they do. So if you're updated, you don't have to worry about that. We're just going to buy the ones that we're never going to use. However, as you saw, we were 3 away from getting another one on the Demonic Fortifier. So I'm thinking I'm actually going to buy that. But another really good purchase could be the Rejuvenation Core. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy these 2 health lifters. And there's no right answer. This is just me kind of playing with how the RNG played out for me. And I'm going to make sure I'm wearing my Flame Hollow armor. I'm not wearing the Flame Hollow armor? Oh, I know what happened. Because I had to go back and get that adamantine shard that I missed last time. So now I'm wearing it again. Magic. And see, that's why we double check, folks. That's why we double check. And yeah, so now that I have that on, I'm going to break all of these. See where we're at in the count. Up. And see, we got the 3 Demonic artifacts there. Yep.
Make sure they scream.
Show me your wares. So I think we're going to do it. We're going to buy these 3 Demonic artifacts and our Rejuvenation Core.
An excellent choice.
And let's, yeah, enough for no level, so let's do a level 2. Level 11. I'd say maybe don't go past 15 for this fight, because the next sin, kind of the only other sin that scales, Sloth, he scales a little more unfairly in my eyes than Avarice does, so maybe just don't go crazy with the levels there. And we're going to, with our fancy smanchy armor that I didn't even realize we weren't wearing up until this point. That's how much of a fancy smanchy armor it is. Not upgraded weapon. We're going to up our fortifier. And now here you can see that the next upgrade is going to require 12 angelic artifacts. And we have 8 of them, so we're going to hold on to them, because again, I could put them in a chaos, but I don't really have much interest right now in getting more leech. I'd rather save them for another one of the 5 that I have to focus on in this first run through to get the 5 fully balanced enhancements. So that's just my personal choice. You do whatever you like. Just if you're going for that enhancement in like the least number of run-throughs possible, just don't spread them out. Just pick 5 and stick with them. And then, but if you're doing New Game Plus, go frickin' nuts. You know, nothing's permanent. You'll be able to do New Game Plus and get artifacts you need, and everything will be cool.
Good eating.
All right, so we're gonna Serpent Hole back.
Take your time.
All right, we're back. And the other reason we came here is because this will confirm that this is the Serpent Hole that we will respawn at, which for the next fight, which can be kind of annoying, the scary one we're going to. I want to respawn at this one, not the other Serpent Hole that's behind where the Harvester Spider guy was. So I'm actually used at one point in health because I kind of want my health and healing to be matched to our total health. You see there? And with our up in whip damage and our up in the enhancement, I think we'll be okay. So we're going to backtrack and we're going to go underneath the train car. Back in the dark. Back to the dark. Hearing all the creepy crawlies, even though we killed everything. And we're going to go... Oh, nope. I don't think so. Oh, nope. I don't think so. And we're going to go kind of to the other end, the north end, and underneath. And something I didn't mention before until now is that you can actually see the compass up there. Now that we're closer to... Even though we were really closer to Sloth before, it's green now, because that's kind of the path that we're on. You know, this feels like the intended path to me, but, you know, to each their own. Thank you. Get this electric cluster and not let you jump us. That has happened too many times as it is, and yes. Ha 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 ha. That's right, I collect your souls. Alright, go through this hole. We're going to what I believe arguably is objectively one of the most unfair fights in the game. And that's just because the combat isn't quite polished enough to kind of justify this. It's so easy to get trapped in a corner and just get railroaded by these two guys. So we're going to go in with one objective here. We're actually going to pop an Undying Shard when we pop out here. And maybe even wait to see the pop of Fortification Shard.
You're not the only luminous being in the dark.
Another plaything. Good. All this fumbling in the dark pays off in some bloodshed.
You're not, well, mistress.
I don't know if you're... I thought that was pretty funny. But anywho, we're going to actually wait one more second and pop this Fortification Shard. And our only goal in this, you know, if you're permadeath, then all the power to you. Maybe come back later with more stuff. But for us, we're going to try to take this on now. We're going to pop this Fortification Shard. And just try and kill one. You know, don't go insane, right? Like, don't, like, be so hyper-focused that you just miss what the other guy's doing. But it is okay to completely and just kind of focus on one, because these guys don't respawn. So if you kill one and then die to the second one, at least you got one of them. But if you don't kill either of them, then you're just stuck with both at full health again when you come back. So we're going to take this extra careful. Like I said, we popped an Undying Shard. We popped the Fortification Shard. You notice there, I did the Undying Shard first. And I did the Undying Shard first because I actually used the Undying Shard. And we're going to now use our Havoc. Because the Undying Shard doesn't have a countdown timer there, like the Fortification Shard does. So, okay, so we use it there just to kind of finish it off. Alright. Alright, so now we can take this much more laid back. And the darkness does make it a little harder, but it's very doable now down to one. Alright, so we're just gonna dodge like good children. And handle this like true pros. And there's many places where, again, like I'll say, I would pop an Undying Shard, I would pop a Fortification Shard, you know, maybe sometimes. But because this place is pretty far from a Serpent Hole, and to fight a lot of guys to get back here, and that fight's pretty unfair, I'd say just go go ham, you know, go crazy. All right, so we got them both. We're going to grab ourselves a large lurcher cluster, a sliver of adamantine, an angelic artifact, and dun-dun-dun-dum, Juggernaut enhancement. Now, if you're familiar with Juggernaut in pretty much any game, you can already kind of guess what this is going to do. This is going to affect our physical damage with this weapon and physical damage reduction. But I'm going to do something that maybe you're not expecting. And actually, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm just going to stick it in here because I just want the physical damage reduction right now. And I want to keep the life leech on this. So I am going to, but we're actually going to swap that before the next fight. And you'll see my thoughts there. And I'm curious what your thoughts are, but we'll talk about it when we get there. But we just equip that to our lance that you may or may not have right now. But if you do, great. If not, you know, do whatever is best for you. And now we are going to go back to Vulgrim, proceed through, honestly, one of my favorite designed areas, as weird as that might sound. At a sewer, metro, dark area could actually have one of my favorite design areas in the game. Not sure why, but I just enjoy the layout. It feels like all the secrets are like in places that feel good to find, and I don't know. I just like it. You'll see what I mean. We're going to do a quick run back with our glowy torch hair. Thank you. Hair. There's our boy. We hear him popping up. Getting ready to see us. Or not. That was a false alarm. Blow your, you a little too excited there, Vulgrim? Blow your stuff a bit early? Not quite enough for no level, so we're going to skip that. And do we need... Yeah, we're just going to grab this. And I've mentioned it before, but this is the Leviathan. Lurchers breaking objects with this weapon. It can be a good thing for when you're farming souls, but... Like, when I destroyed those, if I had it on my whip, I would have gotten a couple extra souls. Can be good, but I just rather have the damage on it, the whip, and the other weapons I don't use enough, because we only have 2 right now, so... It's not just really my style to kind of have a farming tool. It's something that'll be later when we're going for those last achievements and, you know, trying to upgrade and stuff before we go to New Game Plus. And then in New Game Plus as well. Alright, for now we're just not going to die. Not judge anyone from liking the farm because, you know, I play OSRS, so what the heck do I know about not liking the grind? Pop this just to be safe, because I don't trust myself. Alright. So, we kill those guys. We're grabbing this little medium lurcher here. And we'll go to the right. Grab that small cluster. Whip, whip. Place might also look familiar, because this is where we drop down after dying to the harvester. And actually, that's nothing back there. This gun will kill you. Say hello to our past selves. Or our alternate timeline selves. Hello. And say hello to this that we cannot break yet. And boom, we would cut your that we can also not break it. This is actually the barnacles that we saw. There's the stairway. When we pop out from the harvester, it's literally right up there. So that is how we will gain access again when we do our backtracking later. All right. For now, we're going to grab this strength shard. So this guy dropped from the ceiling and die. So I hope your ceiling time was worth it. Grab the large electric cluster here from that fun little fire sack. Flame sack. Egg flame sack. I should stop saying sack. Sack's not a good word in this context. You know, I mean, word's fine, I guess, but... Alright, shut up. Cuddle, shut up. and I get that random sliver of adamantine drop. So there's so many random drops out of this game. Our counters are probably off, but I'm just going to count up to 30 until we get the achievement, and then after that, we'll track it in the spreadsheet, but we're not going to worry so much about like putting stuff up for every single one. All right, now we grab this large treasure clump here. Not get jumped. Oh, do get jumped. My bad. My bad. Spoke too soon. Oh. Dodge towards the wrong person. Spider thingy. Get another random fortification shard drop. Thank you. I will enjoy that. And use it at some point when my skills fail me. And grab ourselves our next rejuvenation core. So we got 2 in this episode. Holy moly! And kill those guys where they can jump us, because we like them anyway. And then crawling up here. On top of the tinny cabin car of the subway. Go through another hole. This is the first time that I'm like, one of the few times like, okay, I get this. This makes sense to me. Because that's how this human survived all this time, right? They crawled in here. None of those monsters could have crawled in here, except for maybe those little spider dudes, but I guess none of these have managed to hatch or whatever. So that's how she hid. That makes sense to me.
Get me out of here.
Thank goodness we weren't at war and get that demonic artifact, get that human and slip you here to save her regular human-sized behind. All right, so that's pretty much everything in this area. And then before we even came near, I was saying this was one of my favorite designed areas. And I agree with that. I'm not necessarily, huge fan of the eggs everywhere, but, it fits really well with the world that's built here. And I like seeing the different ways to backtrack. And then, who doesn't like alternate universe, fictional universe, brands, ickies, junk. That sounds pretty modern, actually. I'll give them that one. And we get to see, okay, we're going to go that way, and, there's, we're kind of encouraged to go up here. This looks like somewhere we should go. Goldburger. And then we actually do get rewarded by going on top of one over there. I just think this is a well-designed area, and I feel like it's complete, And we'll actually be back again to go through those purple particles and go up there. Well, not go up that way, but we'll get back there through the purple barnacles. All right. So that is our healing shard. And is this a drop that I missed, or did I just miss this? Frenzy shard. Well, either way, we got it now. Alrighty. Good job, Cuddle. Put it on the editor. Cuddle will put it there if that was an item drop that I missed, or a spawn that I missed, or if it was a random drop that I missed. Okay. And we're going to grab this raft shard here. Destroy that because we want to. And grab the small letter cluster. Look through there longingly at the shiny things we did not pick up earlier. But again, we will be back. We'll be back. Apparently in older versions of the game, there was a sliver of adamantine right here that is no longer there. So if you do have one here, then time to go update, folks, because you're missing a lot of quality of life patches, that's for dang sure.
Mistress, your talisman.
We're close. This time you watch. You do not speak.
Alright, healing shard and Vulgrim again, and those boxes just, I don't like them. Alright, so now the next step is to go, as was indicated by the talisman, is to go take on Sloth. So we're going to go to Maker's Forge and do our last bit of upgrading. Ready? Let's go see. I always like to go, I know it's kind of redundant, I could do the math. I know it's kind of redundant, I could do the math, but I just like going to all thing, seeing his pretty old furry face, and seeing what I got. So I'm not going to upgrade any of those. I could, just because I got them, I'm going to upgrade the Lance of Scorn, but Again, I'm not going to be using them in combat because I don't want anyone to like see it and be like, oh, that's how you beat this when you don't actually need it yet. All right, so we actually have, if we can get 3 from Vulgrim, which we can, there's 3 there in the shop. We have enough to put some stuff in. So let's go see if when we break all of our shatter, skull crush face, all of our things. Oh my god, did I do this last time and not skull crush face? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Everyone's screaming at me. I apologize profusely. Skull crush face. Skull crush face. Skull crush face. Skull crush face. Okay. And hope you're satisfied. And we do have enough, so we're going to, instead of adding levels, we're going to go and buy these.
A wise decision. As you wish.
So we can actually fully balance our first enhancements. Because we did get that Soul of the Chosen before. If you did skip that previous fight in the last episode, and yeah, that was episode 3, if I'm remembering correctly. Yep, that was episode 3. We got the Soul of the Chosen. You can go watch that and go grab it from there. But instead of spreading our stuff out, we're going to dump it all into this one and get plus 20 physical and arcane damage and plus 20 health. That's pretty awesome. And we get a trophy. Can you restore the balance? I think we can. Ho 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 ho. All right, so especially because these are 2 different bosses, both Avarice and Sloth's scale, and I keep on saying that, but that means that they kind of match to your level. They do not scale to your weapon level or to your enhancement level. So those are good ways to kind of stay ahead in terms of damage output versus the bosses. And we're only level 11, and we got some pretty good stuff here. So this is something that might be controversial, and we'll decide with you. But this is just how I like to play. So because I like to mostly dodge and attack, not just swing crazy with the Barbs of Scorn, although that might not be evident from how I play, because I definitely do that a lot, especially when I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. I'm not always timing my dodges that well. I'm going to switch this up. I'm going to put the unfocused Juggernaut thing that we did not just upgrade on the whip. They get a little bit more damage out of the swings and make sure we keep that physical damage reduction. But on the Chains of Scorn, the thing that I very often dodge with, I'm going to put the physical and arcane damage, because when I respond and do a fire attack, riposte, or a dodge, counter, that's the word, dodge counter, this is going to have the arcane damage bonus from that. It would not have it here for the physical damage bonus, but it will have it for this. So I'm going to put it on there so our arcane damage does as much as we possibly can. And then make sure that we just got this on there, because why not? We get some little more havoc out of it. And we also got enough for a level. And we're only level 11 right now, so I'm cool going for one more. But on another few tries, like I was like level 17 and I was level 17 and Sloth was way harder than he had to be. So anywho, all right, because of that additional rejuvenation and because of now of our bonus health, we're kind of right where we want to be. We heal 375 and we're 360, and I'd rather put this into damage. I'm going to put this into arcane damage. All right. So
make sure they scream, horse.
Oh, I will. Sloth is going to get it. You get a good old ass whooping.
Take your time.
Let's go. All right, we're back. And now we're going to go see to our boy, Sloth.
Fury. Fantastic.
Your day of reckoning is at hand, Sloth. You will be judged in combat like all the others.
Darling, please. Do I look like I'll be fighting anything or anyone anytime soon?
You have no choice.
There's always a choice, darling. I choose not to choose. Too much of a bother. I'd laugh at you, but it's too much effort. Don't take offense. You're playing your part well in our wee morality play. But really, why bother? It's the apocalypse. Woo. I'm completely over it. My sole concern is comfort.
That sounds familiar.
Mouth!
And as you can see, I have my many minions for that. It's all they live for. You should try it. I'll spot you a few slaves if you'll just relax.
I shall once you and your kin lie dead. I only hope the rest put up more of a fight than you!
Let them stand or fall. It matters not to me. You understand, don't you, horseman? The futility of it. Why not join me? Take a load off and enjoy the nothingness. I bet you'd take to it quite easily.
Would you abandon your mission?
No!
Is that so? The Great Fury would not allow herself to fall prey to such a creature. Are you truly up to the task?
All right. So Sloth. All right, definitely didn't die, and just running back. You know, cool things like that. But here we go. All right, so say goodbye to your frame rate because it is not going to be happy for a little bit. And we're just going to kind of dodge, you know, carefully. Use that healing, not our full heal. Dodge carefully, use our whip. Okay, we're healing that. Nope, nope. If you stay on the edge, you just kind of keep dodging and just swinging. You'll take them out fairly easily. Your biggest enemy will be the frame rate.
You owe me a throne, but I'll settle for your head.
Alright. Now we're just gonna stay here. And you want to lock onto him as soon as you can, but because it backs way up and then you can actually see his telegraphed attacks much more easily. We also don't want these guys to sneak up on you, so kind of keep an eye on him while making sure you take out our slave friends here. Alright. I could have done an attack there. I really want to get rid of these guys because they drive me crazy, and I thought I had one more second there. Alright. Alright. They did it for us. Thanks, Sloth. Got some good damage there. And we do some damage over time with our fire. And that's what we were trying to accomplish. And we're making pretty good headway already. And let's kind of get away from the edge because as soon as we get to an edge, he is not play nice anymore. You can get cornered a little too easily. But I just love the design of all the sins feel great. They're acted so well. You know, say what you want about the mechanics. I'd say that's almost the weakest part, but the designs are awesome. Feel like, you know, a really cool imagination of the deadly sins that fit right in the Darksiders world. And I am a fan. And then when you kill them, it's incredibly satisfying. Alright, I'm going to use that small healing shard, so then my big potion. Dodge you. And literally do what I said I wasn't going to do, which is I'm mostly going to dodge. I'm just trying to get some hits in. You just don't want to be hitting so much that you miss your dodge opportunities or get hit. Because you can't dodge when you need to dodge. And sometimes it doesn't even work. Like that, I guess. Because I definitely hit the thing, and it just canceled out. Just don't want to get towards the back of them, I think is the key there. So, despite everything I said, despite my fancy enhancement plan, I think we're just going to chip them down the good old-fashioned way. And then right at the end here, I am not going to let him get in that overhang area, because that's a real pain in the butt to fight him. I am going to pull out my Havoc form that just became ready. And finish this guy off. Goodbye, Sloth. Thank you for playing. Please don't come again.
Congratulations. You must be so fulfilled. What change do you think killing me will enact on this sad crusade?
Are you begging? Muster up a little dignity.
Sweetheart, I let slaves wipe my ass with the wings of angels while I enjoy a morning tea. Dignity is a myth, like the balance you fight for. Aren't you exhausted?
Yes. But even the most grueling fight is less tiring than taking no action at all. Most exercise he's had in a millennium.
One of the best lines in the game, I think, right there. But even the most grueling fight is less tiring than taking no action at all. Really well done. Here we are. And I think Darren DePaul did a fantastic job with Sloth. I don't know who, takes a pretty skilled actor to be like, wipe my ass with the wings of angels and make it sound convincing. So kudos there. And we get our luminous visage. Visage. And fun fact, if you came and killed this boss first, because if you came here, you might have noticed, you only used the Flame Hollow to get this far, you get a different cutscene with the Lord of the Hollows, and then he would say something different than what we saw when we beat Avarice, and then give you the Storm Hollow. So I'll play that little clip right now.
Welcome again, Fury.
It's not like I had a choice in the matter. Do you kidnap all your guests?
You would not be so disrespectful if you knew the true power I give you. Your battle with Sloth proved you will not succumb to comforts before your mission is complete. You are ready for stronger tools of destruction.
Another toy for me to play with.
And so, that's pretty much the only difference between the two paths, and not in terms of design or anything else. Just whichever boss you do first gives you the Storm Hollow. Yep, that's it. And again, there's the third path, but those are the two quote-unquote, two of the non-linear bosses. If you went out of your way, I guess you could do this one before Avarice if you really wanted to. But, anywho. Here we go, we just got the Luminous Visage that is dropped. Luminous Visage that is dropped. Visage, Visage. That sometimes may not drop. It doesn't drop for you, I'm sorry. There's not a known fix for that bug, to my knowledge. Grab that large Oyster Cluster. Let's burst this weapon. Grab ourselves an Angelic Artifact. Cross our new bridge. Back to where we are. And we're going to say hi to Wolfing.
Your reputation precedes you, horseman. The Crucible is buzzing, and Targon wishes to meet the warrior behind the words.
How flattering.
You may flatter him with a visit in turn.
And yeah, so this is the DLC, the next DLC. Well, not the next, but the next one they mention, which is the Crucible, which is kind of like the Horde mode, 100 waves. You can unlock upgrade materials and fight a secret fun boss. But again, we're not going to do that till the end. We're going to do that at the very end. But this is the DLC, because we talk about scaling. The DLC also scales to your level. So I guess you could tackle it now, but you don't have all the tools, you know, and we'll get to a point where we're at a comfortable level with good amount of upgrades and just become like a nice romp through 100. And this will be difficult, challenge, but it'll be nice and we can unlock everything and do our deal. But for now, we're going to do this. And you might have thought you misheard me before. And I said, say hi to Vulgrim. But no. I said hi to Ulthane, because that's where we're going, to the Maker's Forge.
Take your time.
Right. I said Ulthane because this is actually where our next path is going to start. I guess not. It's actually going to be down the elevator. We're going to go here just because in case you want to do any final upgrades and stuff before we head off. That's all for now. So, thanks for watching. I'm Cuddle, and this has been episode 4 of the Darksiders 100% walkthrough. Again, thank you so much to everyone for watching, and I hope this confirms to anyone that was worried that I would not disappear again for 4 years, because here I am. Here we go. We're doing this, and I hope you enjoyed. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Let me know how I can improve, or obviously if I missed anything, and at the end of the whole series, we will go through and do a final cleanup episode where I get everything that I missed. And but don't worry, if you think I missed something, I'm probably good to go back, because like I said, after we get the next hollow, which is the next reversal tool, which lets us get through those purple things, we're going to come back and do a whole big cleanup backtracking extravaganza. So, nothing to worry. And thanks for watching. My name is Cuddle. Also, as always, if you like the spreadsheet, that's down below. But liking and subscribing really helps me out. I really appreciate it. And I will see you again next time.